The request came sharp and sudden, cutting through the low murmur of the room. The espresso. Now. His tone carried the certainty of someone used to being obeyed. I set the cup down carefully, my movements calm, deliberate. He didn't even look at me before flicking his fingers toward the far row of seats. "You can wait back there." For a moment, instinct tugged at me to comply. Instead, I turned and walked forward. The heels of my shoes echoed as I approached the podium. His chair scraped loudly as he half stood. "That's not your place," he snapped, his jaw tightening. I adjusted the microphone and met his gaze. "This meeting is now in session," I said evenly. First on the agenda, a vote to remove a board member who confuses the company's largest shareholder with hired help. The air seemed to lock in place. Conversations died mid-breath. Faces swung from him to me, disbelief written openly. He tried to laugh it off, but the sound never formed. His mouth opened, then closed, like he'd forgotten how words worked. I had imagined this moment countless times, refining it until it felt inevitable. Watching it unfold was like seeing a storm finally release its pressure. I thought back to when I'd first met Marcus Hale. He had been magnetic, effortlessly confident, the kind of person who made people feel fortunate just to be included. We brainstormed over drinks, traded ideas late into the night, mapped out futures that felt shared. I trusted him. Worse, I admired him. The cracks didn't appear all at once. A missed call here. A password change there. Small inconsistencies that could be explained away, if you wanted to believe. But I stopped wanting to. His travel schedules contradicted expense reports. Files disappeared from shared folders. When I pressed for clarity, his charm faltered just long enough to be noticeable. What he never realized was how closely I watched. The repeated excuses. The way his shoulders stiffened when I asked the same question twice. Then came the proof I couldn't ignore. Messages forwarded to the wrong account, outlining a plan to sideline me, paint me as inexperienced, and present himself as the sole architect of our success. The sting was sharp but brief. Shock gave way to focus. I didn't confront him. I didn't rage. I calculated. If he wanted a quiet removal, I would give him something far more elegant. I worked patiently. I audited records, matched signatures, traced financial flows. I spoke softly to the right people and listened more than I talked. I learned what Marcus needed to maintain his image and where he had been careless enough to leave gaps. His confidence made him sloppy. My silence made me dangerous. I let him continue believing I was harmless, overlooked, replaceable. It made everything easier. Now, standing at the podium, I felt none of the nerves he expected. The room smelled faintly of wood polish and tension. He glanced around, searching for allies, but found only measured expressions and folded hands. "We'll proceed to the vote," I said. "All in favor of removing a board member who no longer serves the interests of this company." Whispers rippled like a tide pulling back. He tried to interrupt, to reclaim authority with volume and bluster, but it slid off the room without effect. One by one, confirmations came in. Documents were signed. Decisions finalized. Power shifted quietly, decisively. Understanding dawned on his face too late. Every maneuver he'd planned for me had reversed course. The trap he'd built closed around him instead. When it was over, I stepped away from the podium. No applause followed, only a heavy, resonant silence. Marcus sat frozen, color drained from his face, the weight of miscalculations settling in his posture. Later, I walked through the office corridors, the steady buzz of lights overhead. His absence already felt permanent. There was no urge to gloat, no dramatic satisfaction, just a deep, settled calm. I had waited. I had prepared. I had finished what I started. At the window, I paused, watching the city pulse with indifferent life. Trust had been broken, lessons learned, resolve hardened. The pain had been real, but the outcome was undeniable. I picked up the coffee I'd left untouched earlier. It had cooled, but it was still mine. And so was everything else. No one would ever mistake me for background noise again. Strength didn't need to announce itself. It simply took control when the moment arrived.